Hi folks, welcome back. Patrick Barrett here, creator of Driver Ed in a Box, of course, and your favorite Driver Ed in a Box and driver education guru. So what are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about how to control the mind of the driver, your teen's mind when they're driving. I mean, this is a big issue. Why? Because when you're in there coaching, a lot of times you don't know if they're listening to you or not. You don't know if they've seen what you pointed out. You don't know what they're seeing or what they're doing because you're just guessing that they are seeing what's going on out there. So how do you control that? That's a good question. And what do you think you control it with? Questions. That's correct. The mind cannot ignore a question. That's why it's so important that instead of using declarative sentences and telling them what to do, it's better to ask them how are they going to do it. And the better the questions, the better the response. The better the questions, the better the control. The more specific the questions have to be simple, clear, concise, specific, and that gets you in the frame of reference to be able to anticipate what you're going to ask your student, how you're going to ask them, when you're going to ask them, and that forces their mind to respond in a specific way. Okay, so what we're really talking about is what a lot of people call commentary driving. Unfortunately, most people, when you see examples of commentary driving, they are absolutely terrible. I mean, it's just horrible because they just are people talking on endlessly. They're using extra words. By the time they get out an idea, the situation's already passed, or the student has no time to understand what they're saying, process it, and then respond back if they have a question. So most commentary driving that is done, and examples of it and that I've seen, are absolutely terrible. Now, so let's be clear. What is commentary driving? Commentary is the use of a single word or a phrase to identify what's going on in the traffic scene or a maneuver or behavior that you're about to perform. Okay, so let's take an example of this. Let's say you see a car on the side of the road and you say, well, don't hit that car over there. See that little red car with the kid behind it over there? Make sure you don't hit that car. We're getting awful close to it. You know, move away, move away. Okay. What happened there? What happened there? First of all, you said, don't hit the car. And that's a big no-no because you told them what not to do instead of what to do. Always, when you give instructions, tell your student what to do. The second thing to do, you call their attention to the car. So where do they look? You got them looking at the car. And where does the car go? Car goes where you're looking. So as long as you look at the car, paying attention to that car, then they're moving right toward it. And the more you're talking about it, the more they're moving toward it because that's what they're looking at. Okay, then you're like, hey, we're getting too close, you know, because you feel like, oh, we're about to crash, you know, and they're thinking like, but you told me not to hit it, so I'm looking at it so I don't hit it, and all of a sudden they don't realize they're moving right toward it. So what's the replacement? What would be the correct way to do that? It's very simple. You say, notice the car up on the right? Okay, now look at the open space to the left. Look way up ahead and see where that open space tracks and bring that target all the way back to the pivot point, that's right, and then allow the pivot point to move right up that open space. And because of that parked vehicle there, let's leave a little extra space. You think we could move over a little more? That's good. Do you have a target up there? Real good. Okay, that's great. Now, what have we done? We asked a series of questions. We did tell them to look, to notice that, but then we pointed out, notice what? Do you see the open space up ahead? That's where we want to go. Then we asked that question, where's your target? Do you see us moving over? Can we move over just a little bit? By doing that, the answer is, oh yeah, I can move just a little. All right, and then by asking that question, it forces the brain to respond. So questions are extremely important. We're going to talk about this again in our next segment, which will be, because this takes a lot to explain how commentary works and give you the 4 things again that you need to have to make any commentary sequence work well. And what are they? It has to be simple, clear, concise, and specific. All right, remember, when you practice like your life depends on it, because it does. This is Patrick Barrett with Driver Ed in a Box saying if you need any additional help at all, any resources, go to www.driveredinabox.com and we'll be there to help you. Thanks again, and remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Maybe we can help you save a life. Bye now.